Luckily, there's no some weird art going on for for this encounter Rideline for Lyrical Monasterio. Luckily, there's nothing of sort for Pacifica. This video is sponsored by Phoenix Pharos cards. If you need supplies of singles or splits for Cardfight Vanguard, especially the ones in the video, do check out Phoenix Pharos cards today, and as a bonus, use the promo code MetaNerd to get an amazing 5% discount. And with that being said, let's get on with the video. Greetings YouTube, welcome back to the MetaNerd channel. I am Marcus, bringing you another video for Cardfight Vanguard Willdress. In this video, we'll be going through the first of the two encounter Ridelines for Lyrical Monasterio, which is Pacifica. Luckily, once again, there's no some weird alternate art for Pacifica this time around. We are on very dangerous waters. If they ever introduce like a alternate art Pacifica, that is very controversial. But luckily in this case, there's none of that. It's just that the alternate rarity is very alien language, or should I say mermaid language. Without further ado, let's take a look at the new encounter Rideline that is Pacifica for Lyrical Monasterio. First and foremost is Diva of Lamb Spirit. Okay, the name almost got me there, but we're just gonna skip the name. Although when this unit is brought upon, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to 2 cards with Pacifica in their card name from among them, reveal them and put them into the hand and shuffle the deck. So the Grade 1 Rideline basically is like any other Grade 1 Rideline currently that we have in the whole game. This card does helps to get out the personal right, as well as a attacker Pacifica from the deck is very nice. It just provides more consistency into getting your combo pieces, because in order to even get the whole deck going, you will need the attacker Pacifica in a sense. I mean, you could still call out the personal right Pacifica, but then it is personal writing. I don't think you will want to recklessly call her out. But of course, there is a support card that basically returns any Pacifica from the drop. I think it's okay to call Pacifica out, but of course that card just sends Pacifica back to the bottom of the deck, which if you don't shuffle them, it's going to stuck at the bottom of the deck. While it is really good that you are able to get up to 2 Pacifica from this Rideline, at the same time, this card also has the potential to kind of whiff the top 7, because once again, top 7 isn't really the most consistent search effect number that we have, but still top 7 is quite generous. It's better than top 5, I would say. Not bad Grade 1, it's just it can be better. Next, for Grade 2, we have Diva of Unwavering skills Monette. Although when this unit is rolled upon, buy a Grade 3 card with Pacifica in its card name, choose one of your Vanguard, and the cost of that unit's original active ability is reduced by Counterblast 1 until the end of turn. There's nothing really much going on for this card. It's just whenever Pacifica rides on top of her, you are able to just reduce the 1 Counterblast of the X skill of Pacifica by 1, which essentially costs 0. Pacifica herself does have 2 skills, 1 active and 1 auto. The active skill is very nice, which we will talk about later. It basically reduces that part of the skill for 1 game. Not the most game breaking, but I mean, it is a Rideline. I mean, it's just that 1 skill that is free of Counterblast. Nothing really much going on for this Grade 2 Rideline other than giving free Counterblast. It's just super nice. We're just gonna skip over this because she's very straightforward. Next, we have Top Idol Pacifica. Active Vanguard Circle once per turn. Cost Counterblast 1 and put a card from your hand on the bottom of the deck and draw 2 cards. Second skill, Active Vanguard Circle. When this unit attacks the Vanguard, cost Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1 card with Pacifica in its card name. Search your deck for up to 1 normal unit, call it to an open Vanguard Circle and shuffle the deck. So the first skill is basically the one that is going to be free whenever you ride this card on top of the Grade 2. It is a really good card to kind of just put 1 card back to the bottom of the deck in order to draw 2. Remember the 2 cards that you could potentially fetch from your Grade 1 Rideline skill? You could actually put back the attacker Pacifica back to the bottom of the deck to draw 2. Depends on how your hand looks like. You might want to do that, or you can just return anything, be it a trigger, a PG, whatever, but to the bottom of the deck to draw 2, because you will be shuffling the deck anyway, thanks to the second skill. The second skill allows the deck to be a 4 attack deck, depending on if you have the attacker Pacifica or not when you first go into the battle phase. You could potentially go up to 5, but at the minimum, this whole deck is able to make 4 attacks. The only downside to the second skill is restricted to soul blasting 1 Pacifica out from the soul in order to even activate the skill. Luckily, the attacker Pacifica, which is the next card that we're gonna talk about, is basically the cost to activate this unit's skill. Thank God for that card. As for the target to be superior call from this unit skill, you almost always want to call out the attacker Pacifica for the back row attack because she's just really disgusting in the back row, and I don't think you have a lot of cards that basically return to hand or go back into the bottom of the deck to open up a rearguard circle for this unit to superior calls, because it's only restricted to call onto an open rearguard circle. Not the most powerful skill, I would say, but still, thanks to the attacker Pacifica, it actually makes this whole deck really good. Next, of course, is the attacker Pacifica, the planet idol Pacifica. Continuous back row center rearguard circle. During your turn, if you have a Vanguard with Pacifica in his card name, this unit can attack from the back row, and if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit gets 10k power. Second skill, auto rearguard circle. At the end of the battle, this unit attack. If you have a Vanguard with Pacifica in his card name, cost put this unit into the soul, choose one of your units, and it gets 5k power until the end of turn. If it was put from the back row in the center column into soul, draw a card. So this card is basically like a 33k attacker from the back row. At this point in time, I think you will find some similarities between this deck and Graham Grace. Both of these decks almost do the same thing. It's just that this deck doesn't really get benefit of 10k power from the personal right to the back row, which is kind of sad. But still, having this card as a 23k attacker is super nice, and at the same time, whenever she's moved into the soul by using her own skill, you are able to give another unit a 5k power, as well as drawing a card is super nice. You can just give the 5k to Pacifica if your Pacifica is kind of low in terms of power, or you can just give like your front row rearguard circle, which could benefit from the 5k power. By moving herself into the soul after she attacks is basically a cost for Pacifica to activate her skill, because the grade 3 Pacifica do needs to soul blast one Pacifica card, which is this card and the Personal Right. Depends on how your board setup is. It's either you're gonna soul blast this card or the Personal Right, so it could means the difference between a 5 attack as well as 4 attack. Depends on how many attacker Pacifica you have out in the deck, that is. Overall, not a bad attacker, I would say. It's just that you will need to build around the fact that this card, as well as the Vanguard Pacifica, could run out of copies really fast. Luckily, we do have some cards that kind of recycle the Pacifica cards from the drop zone. For the support cards around Pacifica, first and foremost, we have catching at the last front row, Bernalda. Auto rearguard circle. When the attack of the unit boosted by this unit hits, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card with Pacifica in its card name from among them, reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle the deck. If you reveal a card, put this unit on the bottom of the deck. This card basically just make any column that this unit is boosted to have an on hit is super nice. It basically might influence the opponent to want to guard, depends on if the opponent thinks you have a personal right target or the attacker Pacifica in your hand or not. Because if you are able to get out the attacker Pacifica from this unit skill, it means that you are basically confirm a 5 attack the next turn. It still depends on how many Pacificas are out at that point, but still having this card as an on hit is super nice. Although it's only a top 7 for one Pacifica, it is also a very nice filter, as you are kind of just reshuffling your deck very frequently if, of course, this unit boosted attack hits. She does have to go back into the bottom of the deck, but I don't think that's going to be a big problem, because you can always choose to superior call her if, of course, you don't have any more Pacifica out. But still, I would rather you superior call another Pacifica or a card that basically helps you build the board with the Vanguard Pacifica skills. Not bad of a support card. It's just more towards like getting more consistency of you getting the Pacifica cards. Take note on how many Pacifica I say in this video. Next, we have Rousing Vocal Louison. Auto rearguard circle. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted. Cost retire this unit. Choose up to 2 cards with Pacifica in its card name from your drop and return them to the deck and shuffle it. If you choose 2 cards, countercharge 1. So I think this card is possibly going to be the more important support cards that Pacifica can have, because she's basically recycling both the personal right as well as attacker Pacifica from the drop zone. Of course, you will need to be careful as to not return the Vanguard Pacifica that is in the right deck. If you return that particular Pacifica, she goes back into the right deck, which you can never get anymore. So just keep in mind. You are able to get a counter charge, which is going to be very nice, since both skill of Pacifica cost 1 counter blast each, provided, of course, if you put 2 Pacifica back to the bottom of the deck. And luckily, since this card does not need to attack hit, it's just really good. And of course, the best thing about this card is that she does not need to boost attack hit in order to activate her skill. The only problem, of course, is you will need to retire her in order to even get the counter charge 1, which is quite sad because eventually you're gonna run out of either this card and counter charge as well as Pacifica. But still, games usually end by then, I would say. Not bad of an engine card, I would say. It's just really good. Hopefully we will get more cards that could help Pacifica more effectively. Last but not least is Revival Ocean Solange. Although when this unit is placed on regular circle, cost Counterblast 1, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card with Pacifica in its card name from among them, reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle the deck. If you did not reveal a card, counter charge 1. Second skill, auto regular circle. When your other unit attacks from the back row in the center column, this unit gets 5k power until the end of turn. This is basically like a classic Overlord-ish support, I would say. This card is effectively the same card as Burning Horn Dragon in Overlord. They are basically the same skill with different requirement in order to gain the 5k power. On place, you are able to counterblast 1 to check the top 7 for a Pacifica. If you did not get a Pacifica, you counter charge 1 back. It is basically Burning Horn, I would say. You are able to potentially gain a 10k power similar to how Burning Horn Dragon is, because keep in mind here is that the attacker Pacifica is able to attack from the back row center regular circle twice. Of course, it's 2 different attacker Pacifica, but still it is doable. And this card is able to be at 20k attacker, which is very nice. Most of the time you will be at 15k because it's not every turn that you are able to get out the attacker Pacifica into the back row. And that is all for this video. Do let me know down in the comment section of what you think of the whole top idol. She is at the peak of her career even back in the days, and currently she's being reintroduced back into the standard. Not to say I'm excited, but at the same time I'm very skeptical of what other arts that Bushi might introduce for Pacifica. I'm very skeptical. Do like and subscribe if you like this video, and of course during the bell notification icon so that you don't miss a video I upload. With that being said, I'll see you all on the field.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go.